Okay, my name is Kennedy Okoro. In today's section, I'm going to be teaching you all you need to know about ordinary least square OLS estimation. It's a commonly used method to estimate the parameter of linear regression model. It is a statistical technique that aims to find the line of best fit that minimize the sum of the square difference between the predicted and actual value of the dependent variable. Okay, in today's section of this class, we are going to be estimating exports as our dependent variable and FDI, GDP, and importation of goods and services as our independent variable using World Development Bank indicator database. World Development Bank indicator. Okay, you can see that we are opening our World Development Bank indicator. All right, in our previous video, we explained more details on how you can able to extract your macroeconomic variables, the data analysis from World Development Bank. In our database, this is a default by World Development Bank indicator, and our country in this section of this class for today, we are making use of Nigeria as our country. Then our series, the series has to do with the different variables we are working on. Firstly, our dependent variable, which is exports, exportation of goods and services. You are going to look for exports, exportation of goods and services. We have different kind of exportation of goods and services. All right. We are using, in this course of this class, we are using export of goods and services on percentage on GDP. And next, we are going to our dependent variable, GDP growth annual percentage, and importation. We are in the course of this class today, we are making use of import of goods and services on balance of payment current of US percentage. And lastly, foreign direct investments. We are making use of foreign direct investment as our independent variable. Foreign direct investments on outflow percentage of GDP. All right, we have selected our series of variables that we are working in for this section, and this is the time frame, the numbers of years, the time frame. In this section, we are working with 22 years difference from 2000 to 2021. Okay, you have selected your database country series and the time frame. Now we need to what? Apply change to analyze to see our data. Okay, as you can see, these are data for export, GDP, importation of goods and services, and foreign direct investment. Now you can go about downloading using Excel format. Wow, as you can see here, it has already downloaded in our Excel format. So we can go to our Excel, see our data. Wow, as you can see, this is the data this is the time series. This is the GDP. This is the FDI. This is the import and export on goods and services. Then you can now import this data in our eView. In our eView, I'm going to teach you the step-by-step process of importing this data. Open foreign data as work file. Foreign data as work file to check where you save your data and import your data. Next, and finish. No. Okay, as you can see, this is our data, importation, GDP, FDI, and exports. Okay, to analyze using OLS estimate equation, exports as our dependent variable, exports, our value of constant. We are working on FDI, GDP, and imports. All right, as you can see, this is ordinary least square here. We are working, there are different information, autoregressive distribution lag model. We have the binary choice, logic, and profit. But in the course of this class, we are making use of ordinary least square. Okay. Oh, as you can see, this is our data for our ordinary least square estimation, the variable, the coefficient, the standard error, the t-statistics, and the probability, which is the p-value. You see, as you can see, the coefficient of the constant, 28.81, which is approximately 28.8%. You see, our FDI is negative relationship, has a negative relationship to expectation of goods and services, and which the value of 1.09% is insignificant. And you can see our GDP also is insignificant to exportation of goods and services, and our import has a positive relationship. That means there's a significant relationship of importation of goods and services in corresponding dependent variable, which is our exports. As you can see, our probability value, for you to know if your probability value is significant or insignificant. Once your probability value is greater than 0.05, it is definitely insignificant. But once your probability value is less than 0.05, as you can see, the value of our GDP is significant because it is less than 0.05, and our FDI is significant, is 0.0431, but our importation, the value of importation is insignificant because it is greater than 0.05%. Our coefficient of determinant, which is 0. Which is our R square, is 0.65. That means 0.65, which is 65%, has a strong fit. It has a strong fit. Also, our adjusted R, you can see our F statistics, which is 11.22%, which you can see that there's a significant relationship there. And also, you can see our double Wharton and probability F statistics. Now you can see that we have estimated our OLS using World Development Bank indicator database. Click on the subscribe button and stay tuned for our next video that we are going to be keeping you updated.